question is, was each person's weight loss goal recommended by a professional, or did they come up with the weight loss goal on their own?
The weight loss goal, we had a doctor on staff, and that physician gave us quite a bit of guidance as to how much weight would be safe to lose and how much weight was reasonable for the period of time that we were working with them.
And how do you handle a client that has lost their motivation or is in a slump?
Well, I'd say the entire show is exactly dealing with that question and that issue. And what happens is, first of all, you have to get a fire burning in these people. So right out of the gate in episode 1, you're going to see that we have to rev them up and get them excited and get them believing in themselves. And, you know, there's a lot of talk in the show about inner athlete, inner warrior, what passion is, what living a life of zest is. And so lots of motivational speaking, pre-workouts, post-workouts, and really encapsulating a different lifestyle for them. And, of course, Craig and I, and he can speak to this, but, you know, leading by example with that. And I think that if you know, in terms of leading by example, it's not even so much talk. It's about, you know, what we were doing and how we were behaving, Craig and myself. So, and I think that inspires them on a daily basis. Wouldn't you say, Craig?
We had to show them our intensity in order for them to find theirs. And then the goal is for us to keep them at that heightened intensity for the process. When you say, Jackie?
Yeah.
Yeah, find the intensity. And we did, and then that's the goal, is to keep the intensity up there. That's how the weight loss happens.
Now, if a client gives up on their goals, do you guys take it personally?
How could you not take it personally? Of course I take it personally, because it's something that there's a few times during the show that I said, I can't want this more for you than you do. And that was the theme through the show, is that occasionally Craig and I felt that we were more on board with this process than they were. And I think it's going to be interesting for the viewer to see what it takes to actually change your life. I don't think this is a weight loss show. I think it's a life-changing show. I think people are having to really deal and work on a different level in life, not just to lose, you know, the 20 to 60-pound goal towards the end there.
A workout from the inside out.
And dealing with, and Dr. Romney can speak to this, but dealing, you know, in conceiving this show initially, you have to truly deal with the mind, the body, so all the emotions behind food addiction or any kind of addiction, as well as the spirit. I mean, I practice metaphysics, and we definitely incorporate visualization tools within the therapy sessions. So it's really a three-prong approach.
Mm-hmm. And this is Dr. Romney, if I could weigh in. To Jackie's point, the key here was to not make weight loss about window dressing, but to make it part of a larger series of changes that these people were making about almost, it wasn't about losing weight, it was about a change in identity. And to do that, they had to change on numerous planes, not only physically, but also their relationship with food, how they interacted with food, and how they interacted with themselves and the world around them. And so we were trying to basically make this just one piece of many things they were doing simultaneously, with the most obvious manifestation being losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as personal trainers, how do you know when a person can squeeze out a few more reps, or if they're just really done?
That's actually my talent. I know exactly how far to push a person, and I think that you have to be a good personal trainer is very empathetic, and we are very tuned into the body and into the client's energy. And when someone says, no, I can't, there is a certain talent and understanding how to break down a person to build them up again. So, you know, the obvious is, you know, the question that we ask several times and a good trainer will ask is, do you have any kind of sharp pain? You know, what identifies pain? And if the pain is simply I don't want to do it, or burns, or I'm exhausted, then you got to knock out a few more.
And Jackie, you really are a master at the intuition of knowing how far to push clients, especially when they are overweight and obese, which is, I definitely learned from you in regards to how far people can go.
I think a lot of that comes from experience. I mean, I've been training solidly in my career. I've owned 2 gyms. I've been training for 12 years now, solid, and that's full-time training outside of what I've been doing recently. So, it comes from intuition. It comes from working with people.
Yeah, and the people that I've had. Yeah, exactly. The majority of people I've had have been professional athletes. So, being faced with having obese or large people having to lose weight, I can give you credit for that. That is definitely a strong talent you have.
Thank you, Craig.
I love you, Jackie.
I love you too, baby.
So, how do you deal with a client that's a constant complainer like Nikki?
Nikki, a complainer? I don't even know where you get that.
I did see episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I'm glad
Nikki
they could tell so much.
I know. And Nikki, well, wait till you see how it unfolds. She was a challenge for me. She was one of the most. I had one other client in my entire career when I first started training years ago that was this kind of challenge, and I had to really change gears. I could not treat Nikki and deal with Nikki in the same way that I dealt with the other clients, and it became an issue because some of the other clients, as you'll see, felt like they weren't getting a sort of unique special attention from me. But it was just that I had to stay on board with her. I couldn't abandon her in any way, and I had to show sort of a quiet strength with her, as we all did. But my patience level, she worked my patience for certain.
Jackie, I noticed that you are the executive producer of Thintervention. Were you more involved with the editing and production of the show?
Yeah, I like to say that workout happened to me, and I made Thintervention happen. I am an executive producer on the show. I'm in the editing bay almost every day, even to this point. I was there all day yesterday. And, from the inception of the show and to even at this end game, at this state, I'm creatively involved.
And during the first episode, Nikki mentioned that she had a firm rule about not allowing lesbians in her house. Were you offended by that?
Oh my gosh! If you think that comment could offend me, just wait until you see how the show unravels. Nikki has a lot of offensive one-liners that she pops off. But no, I got her personality. I got her sense of humor instantly. I saw her defense mechanisms instantly, and I knew that she didn't really believe that. I knew that it was just, her way of being funny. And, if she didn't want the lesbian in her house, she certainly got a huge dose of the lesbian in her house because there are a lot of little visits for me.